The Stygian Crown. Originally named the Stygian King, I realized that other genders could wear this and look beautiful and fierce. Thus the name was changed to make it feel more regal. While I was making the shaman, I put the antlers on backwards and fell in love with the look. When I bought the 8-point deer skull for the shaman, I spied 10-point buck antlers and I heeded the call and my wallet suffered. This mask is heavily inspired by Norse mythology and by the Allfather Odin. The first thing I did was mount the antlers. I drilled 2 holes in either antler and screwed them into place. I then applied several coats of black primer. Next I created the weird pattern for the left eye using some gilded copper wire. Originally I wanted the eye to be a perfect replica of the typical straight-lined weird, but seeing as I was out of my reach, I chose to accept how it was and move onward. This helped me make the Helm of Awe, as I had already come to terms with it not being perfect. The weird represents the Norn's ever-crossing webway of fate, and for me, placing it in the eye and blacking out said eye with black cloth represents Odin's sacrifice for the gift of knowledge, and how it ultimately could not save him. He could do a great many things with it, but death still comes. I secured the weird in place with hot glue, and then painted the glue gold to match the weird. I then painted gold lines on the left half of the mask to further make the crossway theme known. I knew I wanted the antlers to be asymmetrical, so on the right side I began to glue black feathers. This was for Hugin and Munin, Odin's ravens, whom I had the pleasure of running into on a trip to Iceland. I know how it sounds, but you can't convince me otherwise. Moving on. I then painted the tips of the antlers gold on the right side, giving it a regal feel. On the spur on the left side, in runic, I wrote Hecatomb, as I am proud of my work thus far. Not knowing what to do next, I took some thicker gilded copper wire and began to use it on the other set of antlers that made it look like webbing was continuing. That's when I decided to write a 1-sentence story about the theme of the mask. Born of spider and raven to walk faith's Stygian void. It was only natural at that point to write it in runic and wrap it around the antler. The next step was creating the Helm of Awe, the centerpiece of the mask. I bought a brass ring and attached copper wire to it, and I used it to create the pattern of the Helm of Awe. I secured it into place with modeling clay. This was to enable me to add smaller copper piece wirings to complete the pattern. The Helm of Awe, also known as the Helm of Terror, is a powerful Norse symbol, as it is said to bolster allies who see it and send enemies running in dread. As the frontman of a band, I find this is a perfect spot, as I want the crowd to scream with me. Finally, the last task of this mask was screwing the emblem into place.